Hello, you beautiful people, and welcome to that 6+++ show. Chris here, and today we have got a humdinger of an episode because we are talking about all things International Team Tournament, or ITT, for those of us in the know. This is, of course, the big team tournament that happens quarterly over here, and for the first time in our history, we are taking 5 teams. So therefore, obviously, we need to tell the internet all about it. But it is not just me talking about it, because I'm joined by four wonderful individuals who are going to be telling us all about how their team has prepared, the things they're thinking about, basically how to beat their team. So if you're going to the ITT or if you're interested in teams meta at all, this is the episode for you. So without further ado, let's dive in and meet those wonderful human beings, starting with Mr. Rob. How are you, good sir?
I am very well. Deep into learning a new faction for ITT. And realizing that it's not painted. That's the concerning one.
Are you planning on a 2-day bender like Ed, or have you actually got it in control?
I had a 1-day bender which was building and priming everything, then realized it's not going to happen. So I called Harley and he's going to lend me his army. So
it's straightforward, right? When in doubt, just borrow.
Yeah, right, I just need to paint 20 horses. It's fine.
And are the horses going along nicely?
I've painted one. It took about an hour and a half. So that works out. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of painting. They're really pretty though. They are really pretty.
And have you been enjoying your prep with this new army?
Yeah, it's good fun. I just like running cavalry at people. Got idiots, got tanks, got horses. Like it's just fun. It's just a bit of everything.
Yeah, no, that is actually true. That's the thing that always appeals to me about Guard, is just they've got a bit of everything, right?
Yeah, it feels like it could be a Guard army. Like it's not just some weird skew.
Yeah. Oh, that's bonkers. Absolute bonkers. Anyway, let's move on and meet the rest of our wonderful cast. Alex, hi. Long time no see. How are you?
Doing really well, thanks. Yeah, been a while since I've been on the show. Chris, how are you doing?
Oh, thank you so much for asking, Alex. Rob's such a rude bastard. I am very good, thank you. Yeah, just living the dream, getting on by, enjoying my Mondays off, and excited for ITT. Really, I've managed to play a few games, so that's more than often. How's your prep going? How's the World of Warhammer for you?
I have been frantically trying to get a game or two in, whilst I paint more destroyers than I thought I owned, and apparently I still need to borrow more.
Okay, what's the destroyer count at the moment?
I think there's about 20 models on my desk right now.
Okay.
They're most of the way there, to be honest.
Getting there. Beautiful blue.
Ooh, nice.
Just colour shifts and basing bits on them, so they'll be all right. The question is whether the new Necrosaur arrives in time, because that's going to be a bit like build and paint.
That is quite spicy. When will you find out if you're going to get it in time? Is that before or after list cutoff?
I think it'll be just before, if they do weekend deliveries. Otherwise, I don't know what's happening. I might not be playing Destroyer Cult. Oh, we lost Chris.
Yeah. So now I'm going to host, guys. It's going to be great.
How's everyone doing?
How are you, Ed?
Oh, I'm great, thanks, mate. I'm great. Now that I'm actually in control, finally my cyber attacks have worked on Chris, and I'm taking control of the show. And yeah, I'm doing pretty good. So 40k wise, he's back. Thank God. Oh no, he's not back. He's in fact gone.
He's just lost power to his house.
Oh no! We can't change anything on the screen either because he is admin.
Well, who were we talking to last? Let's go through that. Let's go talk to you, Alex. What 40k you do? Is it you're painting your Necrons? Any other painting going on right now? I believe you have a Nightbringer to go.
No, I've got Lee Jones is painting up the Void Dragon for me because neither of us fancy trying to build and paint a Nightbringer in a week.
Yes, that is reasonable. Lovely model, though. Lovely model. I saw a conversion.
Oh, yeah, gorgeous. Been waiting for that since they released. It's announced it ages ago.
Yeah, well, we saw one from Pete the Wargame. Well, I saw one from Pete the Wargame earlier. He basically made the Nightbringer model into a Blood Angel. So he's done NMM on all of the flesh. Got rid of the head. So it's just like a cowl. And then big wings from Yondastra.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. And that looks mint. But yeah, so Tom, how are you doing today? Have we gone through you yet?
Pretty good. I'm feeling decidedly middle-aged. Been dealing with back problems for a few weeks. Classic middle-aged problems. Rob, you understand?
Yeah, you need to stay dressed like this. Yeah.
See, I'm not 30 yet, so I've got away with it so far, which is
Younger. Nah, it's doing pretty good. I'm decidedly more chilled than I'm usually in for a prep. I'm actually going to take an army I have models for. I'm happy about this. I might even get some practice games in. It's going well.
God. Practice games with the army you're taking to ITT, that is revolutionary.
Exactly.
I'm normally painting it the night before. Well, I painted up my chicken.
What are you taking it then?
I painted some chickens last week, Rob, to take to a small little event in Stratton. Around that area in Swindon. And we won the event, which is awesome. It was great. Me, Strew, and Alex Fowler, and another couple of lads were having fun. And I painted them both. I painted all 5 monsters in the 2 days beforehand. And there is a video coming out on that experience and how much I enjoyed painting everything last minute. It was great. Because every time I do that, I'm never stressed. I'm very, very humble, very, very forward thinking and all that sort of thing. It's great. But I've been editing all the footage for that, and I've realised I filmed so much footage that I'm going to have to be going through it. So, in the world of ITT, let's go through with yourself, Alex. What sort of prep are you guys doing at the moment to sort of prepare yourself for ITT? What sort of, what matrix are you doing? Have you got any, scrims planned or anything like that?
We are doing absolutely everything that we tell you not to do in practice for a team's tournament. We
He's
have
back.
A matrix.
He's back.
We've just about got factions up. And that's as far as we've got. So,
we'll let
really chilled.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hello.
Questions now.
We're having power cuts in the support at the moment. That's really fun. So if I randomly disappears, because we've had 2 power cuts in the last 15 minutes. So
nice.
Anyway, what have we been up to, guys? What have I missed?
Well, I did the intros, and now that's fine. I've done the one we can do, and now we're going through Alex's prep, Alex's team's prep for ITT.
Alex's team's prep, excellent. Right, so have you told us who is in your team, Alex?
Not yet, but that was the next thing on the list of the. I can word. It's all right. Okay. So we got Jamie East is going to captain us. At the moment, we think he's going to be running Custodies.
Jamie East is captaining.
East.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay. That's what I've written down.
Okay, so it's not Paul.
Paul is also on the team.
He is also on the team. Okay, cool. Jamie East is captain. That's very exciting. Okay, and he's on what faction?
We think Custodies, but we're not too certain what variety yet. Whether he jumps onto the Land Raider train, whether he goes more towards the Terminators.
Yep.
So,
okay, cool.
Some version of Custodies.
Yep.
Paul is on the team and still can't decide on Dark Angels or Space Wolves.
Yep.
But some variant of Space Marine.
Mm-hmm.
Got Dave with his Grey Knights.
Yep.
It's been quiet. We don't actually know what he's running yet. It's Grey Knight shaped or. Got Lee Jones as well on Scintillating Legion.
Yeah.
Had a game against him on Sunday.
It went really well for Lee, didn't it?
Yeah, he didn't enjoy the Necrons.
No,
but he did enjoy running into the Knights, which is what I was on before the Necron stuff dropped. That was a very different game.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay, and then we've got you, who's obviously on your Necrons, and I think that's really interesting because, like, the way you're talking, I imagine a lot of teams going to the ITT are probably, in some ways, in a very similar position, right? Like, too often, I think people are talking about it from like kind of the top end kind of idea of, oh well, in an ideal world, we'll be taking this and we'll be taking this particular army and this particular list. And blah, blah, blah. And that's not actually the reality of most teams going to the ITT. I imagine a lot of teams out there at this stage are going, oh, I don't know whether I should take this one or this one. I don't know what my army should be. I don't know what the intricacies of my list should be. And list submission is still, is just around the corner. So I guess the next question would be like kind of, how did your team go about selecting their factions? Was there choices for you? How did you go about narrowing that down?
I think right from the start we decided that actually we just were going to take things we wanted to take. We weren't going to go try win the event. We just wanted to play the armies we were interested in playing. But within that, we also, of course, don't want to take something where we're just going to lose all 5 games each of the 5 rounds. So just discussing a little bit of spice, list sharing with each other, kind of who's to get in what allies. When at the time, like I was looking at Knights, Custodies also really want the agents.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, it was just a little back and forth on, things we could do.
Okay, excellent, cool. We'll hold it with you there, and we'll move on to see some other people. So let's go over to Tom Redgate. Talk us through your team then? Who's on your team and how are the factions looking?
So we have myself looking to play the Sisters. It was a real toss up between Sisters and Tau, and just Tau is just not feeling it these days. Those heavy boards, which are now which are now mediums, and rest in peace, 3-man stealth suit units. I mean, can I get
at times? We're all devastated.
Absolutely awful. Yep. But on top of that, so on the Sisters, good defender list, run brings a flame. It can just run into anything really. It's an MSU unit. It's an MSU list in disguise. I have 1 billion units. We are going on top of that for our other big defender. Can I go Steve on his CSM, playing all the tanks, all the heavy stuff, going proper Iron Warriors, nice and thematic. We'd like to see.
Steve.
Exactly. We got Doddy on the Votan, sticking with the tank theme. Taking lots of the big tanks, taking lots of the walkers, playing a lot of stuff. Again, similar to what Alex was saying, we're just looking to play comfort a lot in all of this. Do what we can, do what we know. We're not here to fully meta chase. Having said that, we got Jack on Custodes with 3 Land Raiders.
Yeah,
because
Jack's that kind of guy, isn't he?
He is. The second that list dropped, it nearly won Nottingham. He's like, yep, done, sorted, locked in. And finally, sticking with that perfectly non-meta choice, we got Joe on Blood Angels running probably the RCO.
I would imagine so. Yeah, I think I imagine so. Okay, and so I guess the same sort of question. Like, how did you end up with this choice? Did you go down the route of, well, let's all matrix and find out where our weak spots are, or was it easier for some people than others?
Certainly easy for some. I was a little limited on some army choices. There was definitely a big fight over the CSM, especially going from Jack. He was looking I want to play combat army. I want to be hitting them with like lots of chaosy bodies between Chaos, EC, maybe World Eaters kind of thing, and then the Custodes Land Raiders attacked, and so that one. So then Steve, easy peasy going for that. But generally, our kind of motive of this was going for a couple of good defender lists, probably looking for the Steve and me on the defender list, a couple of real good smashy armies, and then a kind of a Swiss Army knife kind of scalpel. It can play with the Votan. It can play a lot of different stuff, but it certainly has a little bit of tech pieces aiming at some of the top of the meta.
Okay.
I played against Jack the other night, and it is a good little list. Triple land fort, you just get killed or can't, and then those steel jacks. Oh my god, they're amazing.
Yep, and it all came together especially when the Custodes and the Land Raiders came in. It's like, actually, we're just going to take all the tanks, and then a bunch of red angry men hitting you with chainswords.
I mean, what more could you want in life, really? Everyone's winning. Excellent. Rob, then, obviously you're captained by Mr. Lohman. So who's in your team, and what are you guys taking?
Cool. So we've got myself, we got Tom, we've got John, and Ben on Dark Angels, and Chris, I think, on Death Guard. So when we first put this together, there's 3 Drukhari players. We all went, cool, we'll play Smite. And then we kind of threw some lists together and went, cool, we need 2 people who can attack heavy and light. And then we need another couple of roles. And we went, Drukhari kind of suck right now in this meta.
I'm getting some form of deja vu here. For the past approximately 3 years, at some point, every one of our ITT teams has had to deal with the Drukhari player.
With me.
It's usually you, isn't it? And
I get 10.
You're not the problem this time. Yeah, you do, but not all the Drukhari players do.
Yeah. So what we've done, we kind of threw that a little bit. When we were talking about this originally, it was the day before Grizzle drop. And I was like, I'll play guard.
Yeah.
And then the next day I was like, cool, I am playing guard now. So I'm running guard. I've got no Bulgrin. I've got 20 horses.
No Bulgrin.
No Bulgrin. No, it's not even that. I think it's like 80 infantrymen and 20 horses and 2 tanks and some transports. So it's just a denial list. It scores 10s unless someone messes up, and then it runs you over.
Yeah. Thought you changed it up, did you, Rob? Nice.
Yeah, pretty much. Then we have Tom. He's played a cheeky little aspect host, Eldari.
He bottled it. He didn't do Windrider, eh?
No, there's still people on backs in there. There's still the spears.
Still the spears.
Then we have John. At the moment, he's looking at orcs. We're thinking about pivoting to Necrons, but we're just going for the comfort. He knows his orcs, so we'll just let him run at people for a turn or two, depending on which detachment he chooses.
Yeah.
We got Ben on his Dark Angels. It's very Ravenwing heavy. So it's what he's been playing for ages and doing well with it. So I think you got a 4-1 or a 5. You got a 5-0.
5-0,
Super Mages. Yeah.
Yeah, and he bodied me the other day, which is fun.
Yeah, he's come along so quickly. He's a very good player now on that list. And Chris Irvin looks like he's on Death Guard. So big chunky Death Guard list at the moment. So yeah,
that's cool.
So we've got all the cheeky little elves are gone, and we've gone a little bit of combat skew, and so we can play on all the boards.
Okay, excellent. And was there a process to this? Like, did you? Because as you say, you got so many people here who can play so many different armies. How did you kind of go about bringing or condensing that into your choices?
Well, when we started to do this, it was when Victrix were around. So like, cool, we need 2 lists that can play Victrix, and we need 2 lists that can play on heavy. We need 2 lists that can play on light. And we're like, okay, that's the starting point. So that's where we ended up with Dark Angels, Guard, and Orcs and Eldari to an extent, depending on what they're going to defend with. So that kind of locked in our first 3 or 4. And then it's just kind of grown around the meta. Not sure what we're going to do about chickens and Necrons, but it'll be fine. I'll just throw Guardsmen at them. It'll be fine.
Let's see. Well, we will come on to that question later, what everyone's plans are for certain things. But obviously, then we've got Ed. So, Ed, you're captain of your team, and who is in your team?
We have Jim on Grey Knights. I'll go through the choices afterwards. We're going to go through a rundown. We have Adam, who's going to be using his EC. We have Ben, who's going to be using Adam, who's going to be using Blood Angels, and Ben, who's going to be using EC, and Connor, who's going to be using Necrons, and I'm going to be on Baka Chickens. It's going to be awesome. So yeah, that's the comp. Now it took us a while to get to that comp because we started off with double elves, and I was like, then Adam was like, "Oh, Ed doesn't like pairing double elves," and I was like, "No, I don't like pairing double elves, but if you want to use your elves, It's fine. You know what I mean? Like it's not that deep. Just take something that you're going to enjoy. We're having a good weekend, not that sort of thing." And but then Adam sort of saw Blood Angels and saw Chris body a few people with them, and was like, I want a bit of that. So Chris is literally lending Adam his Blood Angels. Yeah. So he's going to use Blood Angels. And now for me, my choice for me to go on chickens was basically I needed to take something that take something that doesn't have the same weakness as the armies that we've got. Obviously, chickens has a pretty polarizer matrix, whether it's either really good or really bad, and not very much in between. But if I pair that correctly, we should be able to use that for pretty good big wins. On the basis that we've also got big wins into things that chickens are bad into. So the theory is you take things that are good into X, and then you have another arm which is good into Y. And in theory, if you pair it correctly, you might end up with both good pairings. Who knows? But that's the theory that we're going with. As usual, I find out who white people are taking on the team, and I try and plug a gap in that matrix. And that's what the chickens are doing really well in this. Like we literally, if you look at the matrix now, when the 4 was there, it was really bad. As soon as the chickens were in there, suddenly it looked a lot more healthy. Because even if we have one bad game, chickens should get a good game in return. Because the bad game for one of our defenders is going to be similar to the games the chicken doesn't want. Therefore, they'll get rid of it, and it should be okay. And Jim on Grey Knights obviously he's been playing Grey Knights a lot. He's very comfortable on them, and he's pretty solid on them. He's going to be using his Warpbane. It's going to be cool. His list is also very is it like a mix in between the Horde and a bit of Dread Knights as well, which is pretty exciting. And obviously Warpbane, because why not? Warpbane is good. And then the EC list Ben's running, I believe it's just the EC list. D list is
the list. Go trees, yeah.
Triple prints, triple noise. Why mess with something that's not broken? Adam is going to be using, I think, literally Chris's list from
very good list
because it's a very good list. And then Connor is going to be using some form of awful to play against Necron list, where he's going to be like, I'm going to sit here until you're frustrated at 4 open runs. Now, that can take a various amount of time depending on how patient you are as a human being. But I'm going to guess that most people will be like, by turn 2, will be like, I can't kill a Catan. I hate this. It's so awful. And then it'll make me happy because Connor will just get a 10 or more, and we will vibe and win rounds. So yeah, that's the general comp that we have so far. I think we've got a pretty good comp. We've got Necrons, Blood Angels, chickens, and BA. So like it's a good first four, and the Grey Knights are just a solid, mid pairing fight, mid pairing army. And he still has all the purifiers, so he can definitely still prosecute onto certain matchups as well, which is going to be super fun. So yeah, I think we've got a pretty good comp. Pretty excited for it. So yeah.
No, fantastic. From our perspective, we have got myself on Grey Knights. We have got Lee on some form of chaos. Don't know where he's at. Currently, we're seeing Fulgrim lists, so that's exciting. We have got Sam on Blood Angels. This will be his first ITT with us. We have also got Brains going blind there. We've got Sam, we've got me, we've got Lee. Who else is in our team?
What a great captain.
Well on Caps. Well on Caps.
Literally having a complete mind blank right now.
These teammates.
Power's turned off to his head.
Live on show. Sorry.
Chat.
Sorry for my team.
Yeah, so how's everyone else doing? Yeah.
I'm just going to quickly open up my team chat and just find out who else is in my team. Oh, that's right. I remembered now. So we've got Jamie Clifford, who is on Necrons. And then we have got Patrick, who's on Thousand Suns. So our kind of process was same as everyone, really. Like, what do you want? Yeah, we got no chance, Lee, mate. We're playing with 3 players. Our process has been reasonably the same as everyone else's. I think we've kind of just gone, right, what factions are we interested in? And then go from there. So for myself, it was very much, is it going to be Grey Knights or is it going to be Eldar? And realistically for me, it makes sense for it to be Grey Knights. So then I started messing around with Warpbane, like Horde lists like Ed took last time. And I just found that I didn't particularly enjoy it. And on top of that, as we were kind of going through the comp and attackers and defenders and that sort of thing, more and more I realized I would probably just end up in the role that I so often do, which is just trying to take something which no one else wants to play. And at that point, if I'm going to do that, I might as well just take the thing I'm most comfortable with, which is Banishers. So I'm going to be on the Banishers train. For Lee, we've gone through lots of things. And a lot of this has been because we have tried to have a clear game plan in terms of our attackers and defenders. So we needed an early doors to make a decision on who we wanted our defenders to be. And initially we thought kind of Patrick as a kind of like just a stodgy Thousand Suns, lots of Terminator style list. So that could be an option. And then also we had Jamie Clifford on Recon Guard, which is Ed's army. He bought Ed's army. And that was kind of like one of those two would go down. Lee would go and punch something in the face, as he so often does. I would potentially punch something in the face, but also just like kind of blunt. And then Sam's Blood Angels, who's obviously very good at beating people up. But Jamie, as he got more and more reps, was like, just not sure on this, not sold on the Recon Guard. And then the new Necron stuff came out, and he got very excited by 5 Catan and Necrosaur. So I know, Tom, you've played into that list.
I've had the pleasure indeed. Yes, and he's good at rolling 4-ups and 5-ups.
It's all you need to do at that army. He's played quite a few games. He hasn't lost yet. So that's kind of just something that is happening. Patrick is trying to learn Thousand Suns, and we gave him choices of what he wanted to play, but he said he wanted to have a go at Thousand Suns. I know he took Drakari to the last event, didn't particularly enjoy it. So he's just been trying to work out, and it's all about setting expectations, right? Like, so for Patrick, we're saying like, look, when your list isn't designed to go and get wins or big wins or anything, if you can bring back a bunch of 6 points, somewhere between 6 and 8 points in all of your games, and you have immediately done a job for your team. And that's what we've been trying to do, is like set really clear expectations. And we're actually at the moment leaning interestingly towards Blood Angels as a first defender, because depending on what they've got, but as long as they haven't got Necrons and something else that he doesn't want to play, actually he can then go down there and try and take the heavy board. And that's most people often go, well, let's go with a blunter, or let's go with someone hunting for the light board. But as it's been pointed out, the light board isn't super light. And So it'd be interesting to see. Depending on what we play into, that might well be an option we go for. So yeah, that's us. We feel we've just basically I think it's just Lee now. I know you're in the chat, Lee, so hurry up, make a decision. Who's torn between Emperor's Children and just general CSM, something like Renegade Raiders. He really does like Fulgrim at the moment. He went 3-0 at an RTT with Fulgrim, so he's now on the Fulgrim train. So that could make or break the weekend, right, for us as a team. If one of our players who's we're supposed to be using to get big wins takes Fulgrim, and maybe it's a stroke of genius. And maybe it's us. There we are. Lee has announced live on air, and it won't be the coteries list, I'm fairly sure. So there we go. So yeah, that's us. Okay. So I guess the next question then is kind of, have you got a plan? We're going to this event. Have you thought about who your defenders are and who your attackers are? Have you got that kind of plan set in place? Or is it going to be very much because a lot of teams listening here the questions I get asked the most, especially like teams coaching and stuff, is, who should we have as our attackers? Who should we have as our defenders? Blah, blah, blah. So are you guys going in with a plan? Or is it have you designed your list to try and do certain things? Or is it very much, we're just going to wing it and this is probably going to be very variable? Should we go back to you, Alex? What about you guys?
I think we've ended up in a place where we have kind of attacking lists looking for big scores and some lists that are capable of grinding out a result in our comp. Like we've got the Scintillating Legion, we've got myself on the Destroyer Cult that definitely want to push for bigger results. Paul's Dark Angels, the Grey Knights are quite happy to grind points out or push as needed. And I think that it will depend on the opposing team's comp, really, as to whether we drop a defender to try and get a big score, or a defender initially to try and keep it tight and push onto their defenders to score off them.
Sure. No, yeah, makes sense. Tom?
Yeah, it's pretty flexible, really. I mean, we got ideas of certainly got defenders. We can throw me and Steve to the wolves if we need to. That's my job. Every ITT, I can do it. It does pretty well. But at the same time, that double fast melee bricks, coming on in, just trying to really pin stuff down. If they got somebody, if they really make a mistake of putting down a combat army as a defender, if we can work away, we're ready to just go that double custodies, blood angels. Have fun with that one. Yeah. Meanwhile, and we're keeping a few things up our sleeves. We got a few bits of tech pieces.
Nice.
Mostly guns.
Tech.
Guns. Guns is a lot of tech.
I mean, it's subtle.
Guns on a UKTC board.
Yes, I know. It's slightly less effective. I miss the days of turn one shooting riptides into people's deployment zones. But
yeah, we all do, mate.
Yeah, it's just tragic. Tragic, yes. No, I used to shoot castigators into deployment zone.
Yeah, you get to
I just do anyway. It's great.
Okay.
But if we really go as we flex as we go, really.
Excellent.
Seeing what we go up against. Yeah.
Nice, like that. Rob?
Yeah, so we're pretty flexible. We've got kind of myself on guard. We've got Dark Angels and Death Guard who can all play on any board, heavy, light, or medium. So it kind of depends on what their comp is and what we think they're going to lead with, what's going to go down first. And then we can we can respond to that with our Eldari or Orcs, which are both combat armies. So if they do drop something that's not going to like combat, we can either punch them with 2 combat armies or 2 shooty defensive drag out type armies as well. So it kind of just covers that first pairing, which kind of really sets the tempo for the rest of the pairings.
Yeah, if you can get an advantage early on, and if you're happy with your first defender, it makes such a big difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, you want them doing flippy, getting more in having those flip type pairings later on that they're chasing. You're in a good spot, right?
Yeah, I see. Ed,
I don't have a plan. I've looked at a matrix and I've made a good matrix, and I'm going to try and pair it as on the day. Who's going to be first defender? Who knows? The thing is, because the game's so there's not an obvious 5 that everyone is going to have. Do you know what I mean? I don't think there's many armies in the game that are going to be auto takes 4 teams in a 5 on UKTC. There's going to be certainly very strong picks, but I think you can make a pretty solid comp on whatever. So because of that, they're going to have a lot of varied teams. Like some will have custodes, some will not have custodes, some will have like Necrons and chickens, another comp won't, and equally they're just as much as a problem on the Matrix. So I'm not going to go in with a defined game plan in terms of Defender, just because I don't think it will actually give me much. I think I just have to try and create I've tried to create as a varied matrix as possible that covers as much as possible with the team comp that we have. And I think we've done a pretty good job of that. So as long as we pair it correctly on the day, we make the correct decisions with the first defender on the day, then we're going to be fine. But as I say, there's lots of people who are versatile in that comp. Lots of people who can grind out points. A few people have some really good big wins in there as well, which is super good. So ultimately, we'll just see how it goes. I'm quietly confident that my team is going to be able to do pretty well here. I think we've got a pretty good comp, but we shall see. And I'll see if I can pair it well enough as a captain to give us some wins.
I think it's a really interesting point, isn't it? Because so many teams can try and approach this in so many ways. You know, like you can have that one person who's always going to be your first defender, and some teams will try and take that approach. Or you can go the complete opposite way, like Zed is saying, and to be like, well, it doesn't really matter. Like, you know what? If we've got a good enough matrix that covers everything from the right angles, we can put anything down first, and everything will work out fine. For us, we tried to define our roles a bit clearer. I was keen to make sure that we had two people who we could in any situation we could put down first. And then, as we said, like we've kind of developed more into maybe Blood Angels is actually quite a nice first defender, depending on the opposition comp. But as always, it just comes down to how well do you know your matrix. We've got someone like Jamie on our team who's put in a lot of effort with reps with his Necrons to work out what his bad matchups are. Hasn't found any yet, but overall, like he obviously has an inkling that things like Mass Horde is going to be bad for a 10 model army with like no OC. That'll just like knock him off the points all day long, and he won't be able to clear his way through them. So there's obviously an element of us having to think about it. So before we dive into the specifics, this is obviously an ideal time to do a little bit of self-promotion. As always, let us know how you are in the chat. Are you going to ITT? Are you locked in? Are you hobbying at the moment? Just say hi. We like to chat to the chat. So let's see who has been talking. We've got Mr. Sam Dunn here, tuning in for a dose of Tom R. There we are. Beautiful. Sam saying, did someone say angry men with chainsaws? I was summoned. Yeah, I don't think we've got any world eaters in any of our 5. We've let you down.
We've got Blood Angels.
We've got Blood Angels, which is better, right?
Better and angrier.
We did almost take world eaters. That was one content because Jamie Clifford plays them really well. Adam saying 6++ has a plethora of Drakari mains and none of us are taking them. Absolutely. So how many Drakari players? So Chris Irvine plays them, Rob plays them, Adam plays them, Ben plays them, Tom plays them. So you've got 5 Drakari players and no Drakari.
Pat, 6.
Patrick, 6. Yeah. Oh, that is embarrassing.
So it turns out it's really easy to pin them if you've just got 2 armies with 2 up saves. Yeah.
Yeah.
You think of a worse matchup than that Necron list into Drakari?
Yeah.
Right now, it's just
It'd be fine. It's 10-10.
10-10. Lee was being rude. Sam Dunn says, I'd rather go to the dentist than play that Necron list. Yeah, Sam played. So Sam, this is one for the people listening. If you're interested in the Matrix, Sam played Triple Land Raider Custody into Jamie's 5 Catan and Necrosaur list, and they called it at the top of turn 2 in favour of the Necrons. So there we are, guys. Don't do that matchup. Tom Regate, he's multitasking. He's here and he's in the chat saying he might get to play it every round. And sometimes you'll be like, guys, my melter went through and I got a draw. And other times it didn't and it went a bit badly. No. And we've got a Monkey on Fire. He says, hey, guys, Custodes main and huge Land Raider fan here. Amazing. It's amazing the amount of huge Land Raider fans out there, isn't it? He says, our team comp is Daniel Radcliffe with 2 pistols nailed to his hands.
Yeah. It's the fact that like all the Land Raider mains have sort of come out.
Everyone always...
I can't wait to hit them with 10 guys on horses. It's going to be glorious.
I roll no falls to wound.
I had 4 horses, 1 tapper land foot the other day.
I had 10 horses. I had to attack one of Jack Tight's Chaos Knights on a game, and they did 2 wounds.
That was my experience. I played into horses, and they killed like 3 interceptors, and I was like, okay, this is fine by me. Sam says, I'm not even taking World Eaters. Oh, that's clearly not the real Sam then, is it? Monkey on Fire, I'm building Night Lords, kit bashing Raiders. Ready. Okay. And he also has Drakari. Lee Churchwood, who on the panel wants to see Fulgrim in my list? Oh, right, okay. I know.
Everyone
Right.
except Chris.
At this point, we should probably cut to some promotion because I'm not going to encourage Lee.
I'm going to encourage Lee.
Oh, too late. Oh no.
It's a heads up. It'll make our team easier to beat him. So
as always,
He fights first, Eddie. He fights first.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We're skewing for the melee meta. It's fine. As always, please do like, comment, subscribe. Tell us how much you love us or hate us. We always love those sorts of comments. And furthermore, we have a whole host of membership options. For example, you could subscribe at a captain level to see all of our wonderful members' content. We also do coaching. All the information can be found on 6+gaming.com. Now, we are obviously funding a streaming setup. We're hoping to go to WTC to stream for England, and also start streaming our events, maybe other events, maybe battle reports, whatever. But we're fundraising for that. Been doing that for quite a while now. We're over halfway to our target, and every little helps. To that end, got a little story to tell everyone, because this, for the first time ever, is us taking 5 teams to the ITT. Historically, we've always taken the same names: Alfarius, Omegon, Legion, occasionally Hydra. No 15 exists. We're like, what 15 names should we have? And then we thought, well, you know what? We just want all the money. So why don't we let people give us money? In response, they can choose our names. So over the past couple of weeks, we have been taking on board lots of name suggestions as people have donated money. And at the end of this show, we are going to be live randomizing our team names. You're going to find out at the same time as us. And let me tell you for free, there are some humdingers in there. There's some team names which might get banned. Who knows? We'll find out. So yeah, that's going to come a bit later. There is still time if you would like to donate on our GoFundMe, which the links are in the description everywhere under the sun on all of our socials. And if you just want to message and submit a name, we can add it to the wheel of doom, I guess you would say. But yeah, so enough of that, though. Let's dive back in. Let's talk about the specifics. Let's talk about the meta. Obviously, I know when we selected our teams and we started talking about what we needed to deal with, the thing on everyone's lips was Victrix Guard. Since then, there has, of course, been this aforementioned Catan Necron Overlord that has come around, and people are now trying to work out how to play into Necrons, Catan. We've also got to deal with some form of Ultramarines, and maybe Victrix, well, presumably Victrix, but some form of that, or Blood Angels. Some crazy people are going to be taking a load of Ravenwing bikes, but most normal folk will be on Blood Angels or Ultramarines, I imagine. We've got Lords of Change, loads of those around, shooting out with indirect. We've got like things like Guard, who are just an incredibly solid kind of like first defender and that sort of thing. So do you guys have any advice for those people out there who are trying to build? Have you taken into consideration things? Have you got any things that you think are a solution to any of these particular problems? Have you had a discussion about Necrons, and do you know who's going to be playing into Necrons? So I think lots of people will be very interested to hear kind of like your kind of experiences of matrices and like maybe that sort of thing, because then they can apply it to their matrices. So Alex, do you guys have any plan, or is it a Jamie East, let's just send it and see what happens?
I think we haven't planned specifically for like the Necrons, but we definitely had a thought about the Scintillating Legion, the Victrix, and I think at the end of the day, the thing that will get you the most points in a team setting is familiarity with your own list. If you've got 10, 15, 20 reps behind you, you can make little changes to your list and know what it's going to do, rather than, say, jumping onto a new list and actually that person hasn't got the reps, they don't know their matrix fully. You can always take advantage of that, and even if it ends up being an awful matchup, you'll know it's bad and try and be able to score your 5, 6, 7 points out of it.
Yeah, no, 100%. And it's about, it's understanding what you can eke out, right? And we said this, didn't we, at the teams when we went to the Warhammer World Teams one, having just slightly off meta stuff does surprise people. Like, I shouldn't really have, as a Grey Knight player, any right to play into the Demons matchup, but I took it on Purge. But because I told him, and he didn't know the Banisher strat, and I was like, I do have an anti-chaos 4-up strat. I do have a 12-inch deep strike denial stratagem. And just because you tell him those things and he wasn't aware of them, that immediately gets in their head. And they're like, and he started making some choices on what he would pick up and down because he was so worried about the 12-inch deep strike denial, like strat, for example, and that sort of thing. And just having these unexpected elements to your list that really well can certainly have a big impact. So fantastic. Tom?
Right. Necrons is a tough one. I mean, I was looking through our chat just then. These teams got formed start December. We talked about nothing but Victrix for about a month and a bit.
Yeah.
How we're going to beat it, what we're going to do without it. And it's like, we came up with a decent plan. That's now kind of gone away. Maybe, possibly. We'll find out. Necrons is a tough one. I think it's mostly we pick the things with lots of bodies. We throw it at it. We get our 6 points and we say very happily, great. And we're quite happy with that. I mean, we do have a bit of play. Sisters, melters. I was saying, chat, I've got 30 melter shots in my list. Some of them have to go through.
Surely.
Some of them, maybe, kind of. Not last Saturday, but it's fine. Blood Angels, certainly a play. A Death Company unit can one-tap Catan. It's enough damage attacks. They can certainly do it. I think the main thing we're looking to do is just like, we have built-in bussers in our comp. We have people we can throw to the wall, throw to that Necrons, but we've done it so we can really start hammering in on those good matchups, on those good combat matchups that can really ramp up those scores. And that's actually how we're going to look into play that one. We've got people who are experienced, like being thrown under the bus with me and Steve, and it's like, what, we can do it. We're going to run it down that way. Now, if he happens to fail some 4-ups, so be it. Right. I win 18 points.
And it is also nice, right, to have players on your team who do have that experience and are happy to be like, I'm the sort of personality that wants to grind out the points. We have the people that like to get the big wins, and you have people who like to grind out points. And it's really important to drop the ego and do what's best for your team. And
exactly.
I find it so interesting because you've got those people who like to try and hunt those big wins and great with that pressure, like that style of pressure of, they need to get the big win. And you got other people who like the pressure of back against the wall and try and dig that. And having a combination of those things in your team is so useful, isn't it?
No, certainly. I mean, unfortunately, we don't have a blunter of Ed's caliber.
Classic blunting Ed.
Classic blunting Ed, yeah. But that is
weekend.
Yes, but I'm just going to look at our matrix. Well, I mean, we have gone for something. We have, spread it out. We don't really have anything that is an absolute disaster. Catan certainly lower down. Necron Star Shatterverse maybe. Various Ultramarine variants, but like it's a problem. This is ITT. There's 100 and so teams, if not more.
Yeah.
It's
it's so random, right? Yeah,
it's so random, and also importantly, a lot of the big, powerful lists are really heavy skews. A lot of people won't have it hobbied up.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of our people, they're struggling to find the chickens. They're struggling to get the Catan built. And, there's a lot of people might be running these lists, but they probably won't be as optimized as they really need to be.
And that's it, right? We too often talk in a vacuum about these sorts of specifics, but the reality is that a lot of the teams are just in that situation where they just want to take their models that they have and try and build a good list they have with their models. And it's very easy to forget that. And as we have said so many times, the bigger the event, the more of a lottery it is. I mean, if you take historically ITT is a team, our Alpharis team have been pretty lucky with who they've drawn into compared to Omegon, and it's just a complete randomness, right? One of the teams here is going to get completely screwed over over the course of the weekend. It's going to feel crap, and one team's going to get really lucky and have a good run, and just manage to dodge everyone, right? That, and whether they can take advantage of that is like, who knows? So yeah, it's just adding to the. Yeah,
like, the teams that will be super optimized with all their lists, running all these meta stuff, frankly, we probably haven't got a chance against them no matter what they're taking, because they're all winning. They're national team GT players. Like, it's just
exactly.
Yeah.
And it should be said that I don't think it's been addressed. Usually we pick our teams in a particular way. For this event, we have not kind of done Alpharius go and try and do really, really well. Omegon also try and do really well and work our way down like that. That's not what's happened this time. This time we have split equally across the 5. Initially, I just said, let me know a couple of people you want to play with, and also how seriously do you want to take this event, like on a scale of 1 to 3. And I started working it out, and I was like, actually, I'm not going to be able to make everyone happy this way. So I spoke to Tom, and I was just like, you know what? Should we just go for 5 mixed teams with experience and less experience, and just try and help build up? So that's our plan is 6++ for the year. Is we're going to do 2 events where we really mix it up, and then 2 where we try and take a team or 2 who have got a shot at doing really, really well. And that's kind of our approach this year. More of a growing kind of aspect, build everyone up together. So that's why we're doing it a bit differently. Cool. Rob, any master meta advice for anyone?
I think we looked at Necrons when they came out. We just went, cool, we can't tech for this.
Yep.
And how we're going to approach it is we are just going to use it for pairings for ourselves, and we'll just use something to remove it that we don't care about in the rest of the pairings. So someone's going to be thrown under the bus for it. Try and get 5, 6, 8 points out of it, and try and make our other pairings better. Because really, you tech for it, then you're still probably looking for a 10 or a 12, even if you do tech extremely heavily, and you just won't get that pairing if you do that.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. And Ed,
me, do we have a plan for the current meta? Again, we've had a look at it. I mean, someone's gonna have to eat the Necrons. I think the ideal way for our comp to do well is probably just get the Necron mirror and let them bounce off each other and get a 10. I know it's quite it's quite a swingy game because of 4 pinbuns and D6+3 damages running around, D6+2 damages running around, but it's one of those things where even if the Necrons lose, they're probably not going to lose massive in the mirror. Do you know what I mean? So it's something that keeps the Matrix a little bit more stable. So it depends on what they have. If we've got a way to blunt the Necrons, depending on the list that they take as well. There's another thing that I've mentioned before. Necrons have so many different builds. This is one of the worst parts about Necrons. They don't just have one build. It's not like, oh, I am planning for 3 DDAs, the Silent King, some scoring, and and that's it, right? You're not planning for that anymore. You're planning for the Cryptek detachment with the 1,000 mortals. You're planning for the Destroy detachment with good combat and good trading. You're planning for the Star Shatter list with 2 Catans, and every single one of them can either have between 1 and 4 Catan. But maybe some can have 5, obviously. But I'm saying it's impossible to exactly plan for one Necron list because all the Necron players who are going to be bringing these lists don't have it optimized yet, and there isn't a list to run, right? So, and because of that, you're going to be having really different and varied Necron lists across the board, which means it's going to be really hard to plan for. Because even 3 Catan rather than 2 will throw a Matrix out. So it's really hard to plan for the Necrons. You just have to sort of approach it on the day and have an answer to it to an extent. As they getting that 5 to 7 points sound, no problem. I don't know who we're going to be throwing into the bus for that.
Not you.
Certainly you. Yeah.
When you said to keep egos out of it, no. Egos in. Keep egos in, man. Nah, I'm joking.
A 95-point differential to score.
Yeah, I've got my 100 points to score. Chickens don't do that, which I've discovered over the weekend. But effectively, I'm there for a cheeky 14, 15 and trying to get a decent win somewhere. I'm going to be having to try and Princess pair Adam or Ben, depending on which one has good matchups there, and try and get a result of some description. But ultimately, our plan is going to be give someone to the Necrons, pair the rest correctly, aim for the mirror for the Necrons because they deserve each other, and that's about it, really.
Yeah, I think it's also important to remember that. I mean, it obviously, as you say, it depends on the Necron build, and if the 3 DDA and Silent King and Necrosaur build gets into the right matchup, it will get a big win. But a lot of the time, especially the more heavy like Catan builds, they aren't about getting massive wins. I played Jamie with my Grey Knights, and it was a 9-11 because I literally I killed one Catan the entire game, and I just ran onto points and denied primary and got tabled. And depending on your build, like that can be a huge success for you. Those sorts of lists, as long as you pair reasonably sensibly, they're not going to get massive wins. It's not like you're like, oh, we need to try and handle this Catanis is going to score like a load of points. Like, it's really dangerous because it's not. It's just in our comp anyway. The mass Catan is kind of there to score just solid. Like, it's really hard to get blown out because it will just kill you and stuff as long as you pair accordingly, but it's not going to get massive wins realistically, and that's not his job. He's not trying to get it. We've got people like Sam on Blood Angels who can hopefully get the pairings right and go smash face. Lee, despite Fulgrim, hopefully managing to score some decent wins there. We've got Patrick and myself holding the fort into the annoying stuff, and then we've got Jamie to get a smallish win, right? And that's kind of how we're hopefully building our kind of comp. So, and if you have got stuff that can survive a Catan hit, tag them. That is all you need to do, guys. If they got lots of Catan, just tag them. They can't fall back and do stuff. Slow them down, sit on points, just have your whole game plan is to run with the objectives and deny their primary. And then even if you're not scoring, they're not scoring either. That'd be my...
There's a low OC, and at some point they're going to end up using Catan to do actions, stand on the circles. They haven't got anything else in the list, realistically.
Yeah, you're not going to fight them with an elite army. Realistically, you don't want to be doing that, but having lots of stuff into them is really good. Lee said, I'm starting to feel like Chris doesn't want me to take Fulgrim. Mate,
that is digress. Take Fulgrim. Do
the thing you have to decide, Lee, is you look at your matrix and look at the nasty armies that we're playing in against and go, would Fulgrim be good in this matchup, or would it be better with anything else? And then
Eddie.
Was that Ed?
So I've got a counterpoint to that.
Okay.
You have a question of which one will make it better and stuff, but what you want to do is just give yourself bravery ambers and say you're going to win when you're probably not going to just lure yourself into a false sense of security that Fulgrim's a good idea, because that's what I would do if I wanted to take my Fulgrim.
There we go. Wow. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna let you make this decision, Lee, yourself, and you're gonna live or die over the weekend by this decision. Anyway, final question for you all before we do the exciting thing and finish the show. Objectives for the weekend. What are you guys as a team, maybe personally, maybe as a team if you've discussed it, what are you hoping to get out of this event? What would make this event a success for you and your team, Alex?
Actually, I think it's probably not going to be results-based, Forrest. We'd love to go get some great results, but actually I think it's just going to be 5 friends having a great weekend together, then seeing the rest of the team. I think that's more the goal of the thing. 5 great rounds against 5 great opponents and have fun.
Yep. No, fantastic. And you guys definitely are that sort of team, right? Like when I picked the teams, yours was actually the first of the teams that I put together as a group, and I looked at that team and I was like, that's going to be a good team. Like, that's a really fun team to be on. You've got some really nice personalities there, and that'll be a good time.
I think the first messages in the chat were, let's just go have a good time. It's a really nice team.
Absolutely. Tom.
Yeah, I mean, we have a number that we have to have discussed on the wins, loss, and draws.
Oh, well, you've got to tell us now.
There's a 1 in one of them, in one of the columns. I'll put it that way.
That's the win column, right?
Well, we'll see. That's we'll find out. But same with Alex. You know, we want to have some good times. I mean, I have finally wrangled you cats into a group Airbnb, so that's rather than scattering hotels across the city.
Not a castle though.
It's not a castle.
not
For
a
everyone
castle.
interested, we did almost end up in a castle.
Castle.
There was a whole day where we genuinely spoke about staying in an Airbnb
In a castle. It was like 14, 15 it was just quite a bit. But next time, I've been looking at other castles around the country. So we'll see
nice,
about that
excellent.
one.
Next time.
Yeah, exactly. Next time. But that exactly, just have enjoy ourselves. We're not going to win the whole thing. I don't expect to. I would like to personally, do the role, and I think everybody else would like to do their role. Nobody else wants to come away feeling like they let the team down, but I don't think we're going to be that kind of team, really. We're a nice, friendly team, and
well, when Jack's fucked up with his triple Land Raider again, our third time, then you might start getting pissed off at him, or when Joe can barely crawl up to the table because he's so drunk. Or have you set a drinking limit for your team, Tom?
Oh no!
Or have you not thought about the fact that you've got 2 raging alcoholics in your team?
The limit of 5 beers a game.
Minimum.
I also
one per battle round.
Chris, we're in the Airbnb with them as well, so that's gonna be fun.
Oh god, yeah.
At least make it easier to drag them back to the event in the morning.
That is also true. Yeah. Okay. Lovely.
I might just have to join them. Now I think about it.
Just get on it. Yeah. Just get on it.
You can't beat him. Join him.
That is the philosophy I like to live by. Rob, what about you guys?
You know what? We'd like to go well, but kind of the reality is the meta is so shit right now. You could just get stat checked.
Get you want.
So we were talking about today. We're like, you know what? We want to do well, but shit's gonna happen. Like we're gonna have at least one round where one or two of us just get stat checked to do no damage and just lose a game, just with the state of the game. So we just want to go and have a good time, and results would be great, but at the same time, the better the state is, things happen. So we're not going to focus on that.
Yeah, no, that is entirely fair. Well, yeah, and that's it, isn't it? Like, I think that's the most important thing. So many, you see it individually, but also in teams. Oh, we want to go 3-2, want to go 4, whatever. Like, been to so many of these now, it's such a random. Like, you could play into a team who you're equal to in terms of ability, but they might just have a 5 that are great into you.
Yeah.
Maybe just something goes wrong in a game, and suddenly you draw rather than win, or some even lose. Someone has a bit of an off day. You just keep getting paired. I mean, what was it? Last time Legion lost their first game narrowly and then played into Island. Round 2, like, who just lost to Ignite. Like, that sort of stuff happens to certain teams, and it's why, obviously, we hope to have certain expectations. But if you don't, then it's why it's so good to have other goals in place. What about you guys, Captain Ed?
Captain Ed. So what's our goals for the event itself? We're going to win. We're going to win the event.
Win the whole event, yeah.
We win the whole event.
5-0, yeah, good.
Yeah, we're going to 5-0 and beat the best teams in England. The best teams in England. This will be great.
Yeah.
Realistically, I don't think we really have a goal going into this. We have described ourselves as a vibe team, and I intend to go for the vibe team. I do not have Tom as a captain this time, so I don't have a drink limit. Adam is going to also not have a drink limit, and I'm going to peer pressure him because that's a normal thing to do nowadays. It's not. Don't do it, guys. But anyway, basically, it's going to be fun. Going to have some drinks over the weekend. I think the main thing here for us is, well, for me as a captain anyway, make sure everyone has a good time. Make sure no one feels disenfranchised if they have a bad game. Just make sure they're sound. Obviously, I would love for us to do well. I'll be pairing for it to go well. And I also think a lot of these arms that people are on probably aren't armies. They're 100% not comfortable. That's the wrong word. Like not have loads of knowledge on the Matrix 4.
Yeah.
So on that basis, I'm expecting some results to be wrong, or a Matrix to be incorrect at some stage, with someone getting blown out, or someone destroying someone instead. That's a happy accident. We like those accidents; they're great. But ultimately, when that happens, we shake it off. We go get another beer. We carry on with our day, and that's the main thing. But again, our goal is to win the event, obviously, and we're going to do that, and that's fine.
Yeah. Nice, excellent. Congratulations. Yeah, I think, I can say from my perspective, obviously we're doing teams a bit differently. So for me, the goal is for every team to enjoy themselves, and through playing with people that they chose to play with to some degree, and also getting to play with people they didn't really know. When I said to people, give me a couple of names of people you want to be with, what was actually really nice was the majority of people said, I don't care who I play with, like, put me with anyone. I think that was a really nice thing, actually. So yeah, from my as a overall perspective, I would hope that everyone just going has a great time. From our team perspective, obviously we're going to come second after Ed's team comes first, so that's quite cool. But I think everyone knowing what their role is and having a clear game plan in each round, that's my role as captain. Is each time we have our game, I can go, right, Lee, normally I'll tell you to get a 16. You decided to take Fulgrim, so we'll stick with 12, mate.
18.
And don't you dare score under that. Or, in case of like Patrick, who I know found last ITT quite disheartening with like the Drakari, it's cool, right? Let's play our whole game plan around just locking in kind of like 6 points, right? And that's how you're going to be. And if you manage to do that, great. That's where you're getting your successes from. Or Sam, right? Can you please put the whiskey down? It's just like those sorts of things that we'll be trying to manage there. And I think if each person in my team feels like they've had a successful event, then that's my goal, really. So there's only one thing left, which is going to be the best 6++ team. Who out of us 5 is going to? And you're not allowed to vote for yourself.
What? I said I'm going to win the event.
No.
Say someone else.
Unfortunately, Ed, you dropped the ball in one of the games and you got knocked out. So which one of the other 4 teams is going to be the best 6++ team at this event? Okay, Alex Chancellor, who do you think it's going to be?
I think it might actually be Rob's team. I think they got a good comp. They got some good players there. I think they've got a very good chance of doing well.
Excellent. Okay, so one for Team Lohman. Okay, Tom Redgate, who are you going for?
I'm going to go for... I have to split my decision because I'm a coward. It'll be Ed's team
no, you're not allowed
day
to
one.
Decision. No.
Ed's team day one.
Final placing, Thomas Redgate.
Okay, fine. It's Rob's team. I'm trying to be different. But no, let's be honest. They got good players. They're running good lists. I mean, I like to have most of us have called out Rob for unexpectedly, just like playing his new army. But it's...
First event games coming to ITT.
Event games, here it goes.
Yeah. I know exactly what my matrix is. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
But, I believe. I've seen Rob do miracles. He can do it again. So
okay, lovely. Rob, you can't vote for yourself, I'm afraid. So
I'm backing Alex's team. Actually, I think there's some secret killers in there that don't realize it themselves.
Lovely. Ed, who's currently seething because his team's not had a single nomination yet.
Oh no, it's fine. I'll
you like to be the underdog
when we go and get our 5-6-0 and we win the event. But anyway, it's gonna be Alex's team, I think.
Alex's team?
Seriously, I don't think. I have a feeling it's gonna go. This is just purely based off vibes, but I feel like Alex's team is gonna pull out some absolute nuts results, and it's gonna be really cool. I think Rob's right.
Excellent. And I am actually going to go for Ed's team. I think they've got a good amount of experience. I think they've got some good comps. I think Ed is good at pairing, which will help navigate the fact that they've got a few princesses there. That's my, apart from myself, obviously, our team. But so
you're going, aren't you? Sorry.
I am going. So sorry, Tom Redgate and ourselves. We didn't get.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks.
We feel good about ourselves right now. So we will show you. Right. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to the video because now we are going to do it. Now, I have all these fancy spinning wheels set up and then the internet died. So I'm hoping they haven't just kind of vanished off the face of the planet. That would be quite sad and ruin everything that I'm about to do. So here we go. Add to scene. Bosh, that goes up there. And then we will go boom, that's there.
Infinite gate, no.
And then it's Inception. And here we are. Here is Jack's team. Okay, Jack Doddy's team. Okay, so for those of you who are watching, that is Tom Redgate here on the chat. So let's look at the wonderful names that you could have. So these were all have all been suggested at some point by people in our like Heroes of the Pluse chat, which is for people who have ever attended one of our events, or from our own team, or from various other sources through like Facebook, Instagram, Discord, etc. So let's just go through them. Some teams have got specific names for their team. So we've got it's obviously been a running joke that we are trying to get fundraising. So we have got 6++, and then just our link to our fundraiser as our team name. We've got the Beta Chasers ++. We've got Black Crow ++ Gaming. We've got 6++, Black Crusades Matter, Special Forces, D-Tier, NordVPN Gold subscribers. Shout out to Charlie, who paid more money to get lots of Charlie's Angels put in. So there's a lot of Charlie's Angels in here. I just like this one from Jack Asher. We've changed the word penis for manhood, but 6++. This time we sorted by manhood size. E-team. I do like that one. If it gets chosen, hopefully it passes the test. Obviously, we'll see. 6++ Pluse Pluse Face. I mean, it's just a classic choice there. 6++ Fluffy Narrative Team. Twin Linked Power Fisters ++. 6++ Dregs. 6++ just can't think of a good name, to be honest. So those are the core names because there weren't any specific ones given for you guys. So are we ready, Tom Redgate, for your team name? Right, okay.
I'm clicking the screen. I'm clicking.
I'm going to click the screen now, and let's find out. It's spinning. This is exciting.
Want to scroll down a smidge so we can see the full wheel, Chris?
Yeah.
Legend. Oh, Charlie did it! Yeah!
There you go. Charlie, value for money. We have got Charlie's Angels ++ there.
That's class. I'm really glad that you won that. I'm really glad that happened.
Sorry, there we are.
Let me just let the guys know. Yeah.
Charlie's Angels. So I'm guessing you're all going to wear wigs and sexy outfits for your next the holiday. So
this is theme names, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's theme
names. Yeah.
Did I forget to mention that? Oh, sorry. So there we go. So that is Charlie's Angels. Right, here we go. There we go. Next one. So Alex Chancellor, here we go. So I added a few specific ones for you guys because a lot of your team, don't know if you know this, Alex, are quite known for eating chicken wings. So we've got we eat more chicken wings than you ++. I did that in for you guys. And I also added in 3-inch failures because you've got Lee Jones in your team. And before we did 6++, Lee, Ben Partington, and myself called ourselves the 3-inch failures. So that is an option. If it does land on Charlie's Angels, then I will just respin it.
Nah, he submitted it multiple times. You have to go Charlie's Angels.
Team. Yeah. Team. No, that's far too boring. So, but well done, Charlie, for winning. Hopefully you feel happy about yourself. Right, here we go. So for this next team.
It's going to be Charlie's Angels.
It better not be bloody Charlie's Angels.
I feel it. Look at it. Oh.
Chicken wings.
Oh, go on.
Oh, is it going to go?
Chicken wings.
Not even disappointed.
There we are. So for the podcast listeners who are wondering what on earth just happened, essentially it looked like it was going to be we eat more chicken wings than you, but instead they got the URL to our GoFundMe as their team name. So there we are. They are 6++ https://www.gofundme.com/f/that-6-++-fundraiser. There we are. It just rolls off the tongue. If that is rejected because you're not allowed URLs for whatever reason, we will go for the chicken one because it was very close to that. So that's fair enough. All right, there we go. All right.
Can we get shirts with a QR code if you can just scan?
As long as it comes out, go fuck me.
All right. Ed, you have got a few extras. So we have got 6++ ADHD team. We've got 6++ Hyper Focus Legion. We've got ADH 6++. I think those were the
theme here.
There's a bit of a weird theme about some sort of.
Why do they mention those 4 words? I have no idea.
I have no idea. I don't understand. So they may come up, but it may be something else. Obviously, if it was one of the two we've got, we will respin it. Right, Ed's team, let's go.
Go.
Oh.
Yes!
Yeah!
Fine. This is going to be really, really embarrassing when we win the event.
We've got for Ed's team, we've got 6++. This time we sorted by manhood size, E team.
There's never going to be anything else.
Please make Tom write this in Goomhammer.
Yeah.
And if that is rejected, we can't have Charlie's Angels. So the one for that is the hyperfocus. So I will go for the hyperfocus one if we're not allowed the word manhood. Right. Okay. there we go. I don't know. Does anyone say anything in the? No. Okay. Right.
It's probably fine. We did play against the DICKS last ITT, so
Yeah.
it should be
Okay,
right.
so it should be fine then. Right. Tom's team, Rob, here you go. Right, so we've got a few extra ones here. We've got the refusers of doggy bags. That's a bit of an in-joke. Tom suggested for his team 6++ cavalry division. That was one that he suggested for his team. We've got Oliver Twist ++ because he's always asking for more, sir. And I think those are our choices. Okay, here we go.
Well, refusers of doggy bags. Come on. Oh, it's gone.
This will be oh no!
He's gonna love that. He's gonna love that.
Thank you to Mr. Toby Bennett for this one. Tom's team is going to be called Black Crow ++ Gaming. There we are.
on the team trying to go undercover.
Oh, dear.
No one's going to suspect us to be good now. This is all right.
Hey. Banter. Okay. Well, we've been pretty good so far. So, and then for my team, we had I did the Patrick O'Dell Appreciation Society lives again because you got Patrick and we love Patrick, and Patrick O'Dell Appreciation Society is an existing team. We had 6++ golf division because we like golf, and then I had 3-inch failures for mine. Other than that, we've got all the other standard ones as well. So let's see. We've been pretty lucky so far, actually. We've had 4 good ones. So
this will be the out-of-pocket one.
Look forward to this one being a shooter.
Yeah, this is going to be the one that you're going to get banned for. I have a feeling. Oh,
Yes, Black Crow.
You can't have Black Crow, so I'm going to redraw that. And let's respin again. Oh no! Right.
basic name.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm
That
sorry,
was Rob's
Chris.
suggestion.
You got the name AI made or something. I don't know.
We've got 6++ Pluse face as our team, so that's nice, isn't it? There we are. That was exciting. You see that more often. There we go.
Yeah, we love money.
We love money. Just for the money. So let's close that. Stop sharing my screen. Oh, there's actually and there we go. So we've got our team names. So just to clarify, we've got the GoFundMe team. That's featuring Alex there. That's lovely. Tom Rodgate, you are Charlie's Angels ++.
Got a wig sorted.
Rob, your team is Black Crow Gaming ++. Congratulations. Ed's team. I'm all about the lack of manhood. And then my team is 6++ Pluse face. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. I think we've got some good ones there. So
read out the name for me again, Chris. I'm going to change my WhatsApp group chat with the name.
I'll post them in the WhatsApp for you. So there we are, guys. That is that, and we'll hold it there. So thank you so much to everyone who's kind of come on and suggested all their wonderful ideas. Thank you to our wonderful community who have donated money to our streaming cause. It is genuinely so appreciated. It's pretty crazy what people are donating and that sort of thing. So it genuinely means a lot. And we look forward to being able to repay you guys later on in the year with lots of wonderful content and that sort of thing. It's nearly time for ITT. It's just, just a week and a little bit away. So as always, come and say hello when we're there. We would love to have a chat with you all. And we look forward to meeting so many of you. And we will hold it there. So thank you very much. and we'll see you next time. Bye.